Hi, what's up, everybody? What's up, beautiful people? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. Yeah! Good morning, hustlers. This is hammer time, baby. This is when I get to talk to you, share with you, imprint on you give you, shout out, many times shout at you, I shout at myself plenty. But I mean this respectfully, guys. What I'm talking about is that sometimes you gotta be a little bit loud, you know? Look at children. They're crying, they're like, wee, 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 I want my milk, you know? They're like, wee. Sometimes you gotta be a little bit loud, baby, you know? Sometimes you gotta shout. Shit, man, I want some milk. You know, look at little babies. They're like, I want some milk. No, the fuck, I want some milk. and they get the milk. You know, mom's like, all right, get you that milk. Look at toddlers. You know, they're growing up, they're walking, they're like, I want that cookie. They're like, no, you can't have cookie right now, little Richard. No. And then little Richard's like, the fuck? I want that cookie now. Tells you, shit up. You know, stop like breaking stuff and like pushing stuff around at the house. And you know, and then they get time out, right? They get socialized. They get told, dude, you cannot act that way. You cannot shout. You cannot press people for what you want. You know? So little Richard grows up walking around scared because mommy told him way too many times to be quiet, to sit down, to don't speak unless you're spoken to. So, but little Richard was born a beast. Right? Little Richard was like fucking hungry. I want a cookie. I want some milk. I want some toys. You know, little Richard was born like that. Little Richard was born a human. Little Susie. Little Nick. Little Jose. You know, they were born beasts. We're born killers. You know, we're like, yeah. And mommy and daddy, for the most part, and this is not to blame him. This is society. This is society as a whole, right? Mommy and daddy were like, shh, quiet, keep it down. You're being too loud. You're too obnoxious. Sit down. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. Do not speak unless you're spoken to. You cannot get into conversations with adults. You must eat your veggies, eat everything, and then we can discuss about dessert. You cannot go after that right now. It's too loud. Okay? So now then you go to school, and guess what happens again? You know? I mean, if you research, do your research. Like some people say, do your research. If you research the whole thing about school, you know, what it was, it's meant to keep you there, you know. It's meant to keep you quiet, to listen, to be obedient. It's usually meant for it was for the worker, right? It was for the working bee. You stay there, you be quiet, you don't speak, you know, and there were breathing, grooming workers. People that were quiet and couldn't say anything, and if they said something, they would be put in their place. This is what society has done to all of us. We were born fucking killers, you know, and again, metaphorically, okay, but we were born, you know, we're like, yeah, man, I want that, I'm gonna go get it. You know, you wanted to ask someone to the dance, and then this is why you hesitate. This is why you're like, oh, when you're in high school, you're like, man, I wanted to ask this girl to the dance, or you know, and you're like, oh man, I don't know if she likes me. This is not because you can't ask someone to the dance when you're a kid. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Krieger X5 says, love your paintings and your philosophy. Thank you, I appreciate that. This is not because you can't ask someone to the dance, because you don't have boys, this is because you were told for years to be quiet. You were told for many years by older siblings, by parents, by uncles, aunts, the doctor, the clergy, the people in the church, society, and I mean, even worse, right? If you're part of a minority group, whatever minority group you're part of, even worse, right? Like, I remember when I came here, I know people are like, oh man, I don't see this, I don't see that. Dude, if you don't see, you're blind. Like, of course, this happens. You know, it doesn't mean you have to hang on to it, but it does happen, and you have to acknowledge it, and you have to acknowledge so that it doesn't happen again, or it happens less, right, as generations go by. But I remember when I came to this country as an immigrant, you know, many people, not everybody, of course not, but many people were always trying to delegitimize, and this is where people from my own ethnic background and people, of course, that were not from my ethnic background, delegitimize my being in this country. You know, why are you here? You know, you're taking our jobs. Your dad should have never brought you here. What are you doing here? How did you come here? And on and on and on and on. And this is, again, society, right? This is not a group. This is not a group's fault. This is society. You know, this is society. This is the pressure of society pressing down. Yeah, much to unlearn. Absolutely. This is the pressure of society pressing down on you, putting their thumb on your head and saying, do not move. Do not move. See, so many of us, that's a great point. That's a great point you make. So many of us are like, man, I got to learn so much. No, it's not learning that we have to. We need to remove data. I don't think it's learning that we have to, I have to go learn this. No, we have to remove data. You were born with all the faculties. You were born with all of the things that you need. You were born with Batman's utility belt. You were born with that, you know. And this is a thing that, I mean, you know, like I say, if you're part of a minority, a woman, you know, behave like a lady. You know, see, I remember my mother like telling my sisters, when you sit down, you cross your legs and this and that, and this is the way you're supposed to sit and stand, and you cannot speak like this and that. And it's like, fuck, man, you cannot be a human being without messing up every time. How could you mess up so much? Well, because society tells you that you're messing up so much. How can you mess up so much? How can you look like you're broken all the time? Why do you look like you're broken all the time? Why can't I make a living? Why can't I make a living as an artist? Why can't I make a fine-ass living as an artist? Why? How come we have to walk around and be like, oh man, like, I can't do this, I can't do that. This is why so many artists have such a hard time going and getting a gallery show, you know, or selling their work or something, because it's this pressure. Right? It's this pressure of you have to behave. You have to comply to this. You know? And this is the reason why people go around and say, oh, no. It's because my grandfather did it, or my friend did it, and look, and they were part of this minority group, or they were part of, I don't know, they had this disability, and again, like, that is not everybody, you know. That means that it's possible, but it is not everybody. There is much to unlearn. There's much to to just let go. And I remember when I was started to go out with girls in high school. Man, my palms were sweating. I was like, oh my god, and I knew, right? I knew that some of the girls were like, man, I like that cat because I had swag. I did, I really did. I still do, but I did a lot. I had swag. And I knew that some of the girls were like, yeah, I like that cat right there. But I was still hesitant, And I know that I was hesitant because, look, I come from a family of 10, right? There's 10 siblings. There's 10 of us. I got 9 other siblings. I'm the youngest one. And this is not to say anything bad about my I love that. No starving artist. There's nothing to say bad about my family or anything. I think all families are pretty much the same way. Unless you were born from a family that are like super successful and not just economically but also successfully emotional, right? Emotionally successful, which we know that EQ, emotional, it's not just IQ, it's not just intellectual or intelligence. What is it? It's also emotional intelligence, right? That it's, as a matter of fact, it's the most important one we're finding out. To be emotionally intelligent, to not break every time you have to do something, to not melt over something, right? That you have the emotional intelligence to follow through on something and not stress the shit out. And again, this is not to say anything about my siblings or something bad. No, I think this is most families. So I walking around every time I wanted to do a project, I had 9 other people on top of me besides my father and my mother, telling me, no, it's not the right time. It's not, maybe that's not for you. Put that aside. You shouldn't do that. And on and on and on. Hey guys, I want to be an artist. No, dude, you need to go to school, become a doctor, play it safe. Man, you're going to do so well. I'm like, no, fuck that. I want to be an artist. No. So I had 9 other people tell me, right? I mean, really, 11 other people tell me, right? Just in my closest proximity, right? In my group, in my tribe, which when you're a kid, your tribe is really your siblings, right? After you start growing up, then you form other tribes. And so just my group, my tribe was telling me, dude, hold on. It's not that they didn't want something good for me or they didn't want me to thrive or whatever. It's that they wanted to keep me safe. They wanted to keep me in the cave, which is something that we do as parents also to our children. Many times we're like, oh, be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Why? Because we don't want to go through the pain of seeing them hurt themselves. But if you're alive and you haven't hurt yourself, you're not really alive. I don't know what the hell you've been doing. If you're alive, if you're a human being, and you haven't gone through some emotional or physical hurt, you're probably not that alive. You got to go through some of it. It's part of it. It means you're doing things. I remember one of my favorite passages in the book Don Quixote de la Mancha by Miguel Cervantes. Don Quixote. His sidekick Sancho Panza, they were traveling, and Sancho Panza was on his donkey, and Don Quixote was on his horse, right? Those of you who read the book. And Sancho tells Don Quixote, he hears dogs barking, right? Wow, 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 wow. And Sancho tells Don Quixote, the dogs are barking, right? The dogs are barking. And Don Quixote responds, don't mind them. Don't mind them. It's a sign that we are riding, that we're making progress, right? It's a sign. Every time the dogs bark, it's a sign that we're making progress, that we're riding. How deep is that? Every time someone tells you, hey, be careful, don't do that, dude, don't mind it. Do not mind it. It's a sign that you are doing something. It's a sign that people are scared for you. If people tell you, man, how much do you work? Oh man, don't put yourself in that situation. You're gonna hurt yourself. It is a sign. If people are not telling you anything, if people are not on your back, how people are like, get off my back. If people are not on your back, you ain't doing shit. I love that. Kelly says, I was told I couldn't make a living as an artist. I said, watch me. There's nothing more powerful than being challenged, right? Than being challenged to do something. Because the challenge becomes, you adopt this challenge, right? You're like, what do you mean I can't do that? They're not just challenging your exterior, right? Your external self, like they're not challenging, oh, you can't make a living here, you can't make a living there, or you don't look good in that dress, or whatever. They're not just challenging the exterior, they're challenging your core, right? Your strength to do something. It's so powerful. I love that. So when people tell you, you can't do this, or wait, it's not right. Even a gallery owner, you might go and talk to a gallery owner, and people are naturally suppressors, okay? This is something I want to tell everyone. You are naturally suppressor to yourself. We get in our own way. But other people are also suppressors, right? You want to go get a gallery show, you knock on the door, you talk to a gallery owner, and you're like, hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. My name's Jose Trujillo, I'm an artist, I have some work, man, that will, just blow your socks off and the socks off of your collectors if you just show it to them. Besides, it's a great way, right, to reach out to your collector base. Because it's something new. I've talked about this and how to get a gallery show, right? And so you say that, you pitch yourself, and then the gallery owner is going to be like, yeah, but, they're thinking about their own problems. Everybody does that. Everybody's thinking about their own fucking problems, right? Because that's what we do. We think about our problems all day. And so he's thinking about, oh man, I got to make rent for next month. I got to do this. I'm so busy already. My hands are tied. And I got all these things to do. And they see you as a problem, right? They see you as a problem. Like, oh man, and now I got to set this up for this person, this artist, and blah, blah, blah. And even though it's good for them, right? Exercising is good for me, but I almost always never find the time, right? Why? Because I got all these other shit to do, right? Oh my God, I got all these other stuff to do, right? So exercise is not the priority, which I'm changing that, but it's good for them, for you to go and have this artwork on their wall. But they're still going to complain. They're going to be like, oh my God, I can't do that right now. Let's wait till next month. Let's wait till 3 months later, 5 months later, or whatever. And really what they're doing is they're dancing around, right? They're dancing around. They're suppressing. And so what do you do in that case? You're like, oh man, okay, well, this shit doesn't work. Oh man, I got to wait. I went and I got a gallery show a week ago. And they tell me it was until the middle of 2020. That's how they are, right? But if you don't stack them, you'll never see them. See, the way I look at them is that you're sowing. You reap what you sow, right? So you're sowing. That's a seed that won't sprout until next year. I don't care. I'm fine. It's one less problem next year. If I sow that show today, it's one less problem next year. It's one less, oh man, I wish I had a gallery show. Nope, I do have a gallery show next year, right? I got 10. I got 20. And on and on. So this is one of the reasons why we walk around like this. We walk around like this. We're like, oh my God, can't touch that, can't see there, can't move. Oh no. And you forgot when you were that little toddler who was like, dude, you give me some milk right now, or I'm gonna fuck this shit up. Give me some milk now. I'm gonna cry till you don't know what to do with yourself, and you're gonna go to the store and get me some cookies and get me some milk, and you're gonna bring me a toy. Or you are gonna have a big problem on your hands. This is what a little toddler does, right? This is what a little toddler. I want to see that movie. When toy companies or movie companies for children or whatever, they're not marketing to the parents. People are like, oh, they market to the parents. No, they're not. They're not marketing to the parents. They're marketing to the children. The children will sell to the parents. They're not worried about the parents. Marketing companies that are selling to like little toys or the video games, or they don't give a shit about the parents. They're not thinking, oh man, look, if we make it this cool, the parents really gonna want to buy it. They don't care about that. They're like, dude, as long as the kid wants it, if the teenager wants this game, Grand Theft Auto or whatever, if the teenager wants this, dude, we're good for that. We're good for it. If the teenager wants it, he will pressure the parent. She will pressure the parent. We don't have to worry about the parent. Because you're born that way. When you like a movie, what do? Oh my God, you got to go talk to everyone about it, right? You're like, oh my God, you got to see this movie. I remember when I saw Forrest Gump for the first time, I was like, oh my God, dude, you got to see Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump's like the coolest shit ever. It's an old movie, right? I love that movie. And so you talk about it, right? It's not because it's good. It could suck. But if you like it, right, you'll talk about it with everyone. You'll make any excuse to talk about it. Why, baby? Because you were born a killer. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, absolutely. If you're not making any noise, you're not getting anything. If you're not making it, just let that sink in, guys. If you're not making any noise, you're not getting anything. The child that gets fed is the child that cries. The child doesn't cry. Mama's like, oh, he's fine. Especially dad. I don't mean to be mean, but sometimes my kid will be like, dude, I told you this like 10 times. Are you gonna get this for me or what? And I'm like, go to your mom. She's gonna get it. But January, Wednesday, yeah. So if you don't make any noise, you're not getting anything. I don't care how great your artwork is. Again, you could be Michelangelo. If you're not making noise, you're not getting anything. You just won't. Your work can suck. Like suck. Like I'm not asking you, and I'm definitely not condoning this. Your work can suck, but if you're loud enough, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. If you're loud enough, you're going to be just fine. The problem is that we're bred. Okay, this is not a personal problem. This is society. This is a social construct. Okay, this is a social construct. We are bred to be quiet, and I'm not talking about some conspiracy theory or anything like that. We don't need to go bananas on this. No, this is just observation. Just look around. Everywhere you go, something is trying to suppress something. First of all, we got gravity, right? You can't even fucking float. You can't fly anywhere. You gotta walk, and you gotta carry your body. Which, if your body's like mine, you really gotta carry it around, right? So that's the first thing. After that, that's just physical, right? Your health, your environment. Everywhere you go, if you can't go fast enough unless you're driving, especially in the U.S., right? And if you're driving, almost everything is trying to stop you. There's stoplights. Everything wants to be organized. Everything wants to. It's a social construct. Everybody needs to play fair, right? So you can't be this killer, right? You can't be this toddler you were. When you were a kid, you didn't care about pushing Johnny aside because you wanted to get to the cake first, right? You couldn't do that when you grow up. When you're a kid, you did that. But mommy and daddy told you way too many times you can't do that. No. Be nice. I'd like you to research the word nice. See where that word comes from. Be nice. Be fair. This does not mean to lose your ethics or your morals. This does not mean to not be a good person, to not be an ethical person. This is a social construct. You were told way too many times to stay in your lane, to be quiet, and to play it safe. This is done by teachers. This is done by politicians. This is done by siblings. This is done by everyone around you. This is in your head. This is in everyone's head. Man, I gotta be careful. And then you find yourself, shit, why can't I make a living as an artist? Why can't I make a fine living as an artist? Why can't I get what a surgeon gets? Why can't I get paid what a surgeon gets paid as an artist? There's artists that are doing it. 8 years ago, my first year, I made over six figures, yeah. Over 100K, 8 years ago, when I started. It's only been growing. There's artists that get paid that. There's artists that get paid, I don't know, a few $1 million a year. I know one that gets paid over 8 figures. Not 7, 8 a year. There's artists that do that. Why? They have to peel off the social construct. You have to peel off the social construct. The social construct is really what's holding you back. And I know for a fact, I'm not saying this lightly. Social constructs is what kept me from making a living as an artist. And the social construct also is what kept me from growing. I stayed small for years, not grown. We have a 10:30. Absolutely. We're gonna do a video. We're gonna do a live together. And so we ask ourselves, man, how come these artists are getting paid this and I'm not? And you know why? Because you lost that. I'm not joking with this, okay? You lost that. I did. I lost that. When you were a kid, you used to kick stuff around and be like, dude, are you gonna get me this toy? Because I'm not gonna stop crying until I get it. And then the parent feels like, oh my God, the pressure. Oh my God. Okay, well, I gotta go get that toy. And finally, the parent gets the toy, and the child learns and knows. The child doesn't even learn this. The child knows this from instinct. If I am loud, right? If I just go after it and after it and after it, it will happen. All I got to do is just be loud enough. All I got to do is just ask for it enough times. Look how many times a child will ask you something and not feel shame. Hey, can we go to the movies? I want to go see that movie, I want to see the Avengers. Nah, dude, we're not going to the movies. Come on, I want to go to the movies. 10 times, 20 times in one day, right? The next day, it repeats again. It just gets a little louder. It gets a little bit more annoying, right? It's like, come on. Dude, I'm not taking you to the movies, dude. Don't come on. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. This is what children are closers. They're salespeople and closers, right? They're like high-end salespeople. They're like super badass, right? They're like, dude, I want that, and I'm gonna get it. And here's how. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask for it. And then they become creative. They ask for it in different ways, right? First they cry, then they get sad, then they say how much you're gonna enjoy it, and then they say that they're being good kids. I've been a good kid. Why won't you reward me with that? And they pitch you in different ways, which is what a great salesperson does, right? They pitch you like in, I don't know, 1,000 different ways. That's the power of sales. You just got to learn how to pitch in many, many different ways, and not stop. And then finally, you go to the movies. You take the kid to the movie, and then the kid. You realize what a great time you had. You're like, oh man, this was great. I got some popcorn. We got to see the movie, enjoy ourselves. It was fun. The kid basically closed you. You're hesitant, and then you realize that it really was a great time to be with your kid, or to go to the park, or to go ride the bike or whatever, you realize that that activity or that gift made him really happy or whatever, for that, at least for that moment, right? And it was a good choice. It was a good choice. And this is the thing that gets sucked out of us. It gets literally pulled out. It gets yanked out by the hair from society. Your parents, your siblings, politicians, TV, you know. Look at every commercial. It's about being comfortable. Every commercial is about being comfortable. You want comfort? Look, all you got to do is vacation here, eat this, drink this, sit here, don't move, stay in your lane, stay in your place. Oh, we got the perfect pillow for you. This will make you comfortable. These are the perfect pants. Look how they fit you. Do they fit you comfortable? They don't fit you snug, right? They're comfortable. Everything is comfortable. And if you're comfortable, you're safe. And if you're safe, you ain't doing shit. You're in the cave. You're inside the cave and you're afraid of the saber-toothed tiger. You're afraid that the lion is going to eat you, so you'd rather stay in the cave. Because the cave has warm fire and it's comfortable, and this is society. And this is why we wonder, man, how come this is not working for me? Or how come it's not working at the level that it should work for me, or that I know that it can work for me? How come? Salome says, I'm going along with your energy. I'm the best living artist. I love that so much. Thank you. You should. You should recognize that you're the world's greatest living artist. By the way, when I say I'm the world's greatest living artist, guys, I'm just acting as a mirror, okay? I want you to be the world's greatest living artist too. I want everybody to recognize that. There's room for all of us. I'm not trying to form you know, some people are like, I'm trying to form an empire, and, you know, where I am king. No, like everybody can have, you know, a title. Everybody can be king. Sure, why not? I mean, you're gonna take care of yourself and your family and your community and your dreams. Those are not my dreams. Those aren't, you know, your community is not my community. Your family, your parents, your kids, they're not my kids. They're not my parents. Why shouldn't you be the king? Why shouldn't you be the world's greatest living artist in your personal success? So I invite you to consider that. Okay? Consider that. Consider this reality. Consider the possibility that you are socialized to stay small, to think small, to not play big. And, you know, like, I remember in high school, you know, again, I was like, man, I gotta ask this girl out. I like this girl. I'm gonna ask her to the dance. What if she, you know why? I heard way too many times, no, don't do that. You can't do that. Are you sure you're gonna wear that? Are you sure you're gonna do that hairstyle? Doubting you, constantly making you doubt yourself. I wouldn't wear that if I were you. What is that saying? You know, you got a sister, a sibling, a cousin, someone telling you, dude, are you sure you're going to wear that dress? I don't know if that dress really is your type. I mean, it looks good on you, but I don't know if it's your type. You know? What is all of this saying? Doubt yourself. They're agents of shit. They don't mean to. Sometimes they do. Most times they don't. Because that's how they feel about themselves too. You know? Doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, then that means that my doubts, my personal doubts, are validated. Okay? If you doubt yourself, if you're an artist, and you doubt other artists, and you tell other artists, are you sure you're going to do that, man? Don't paint like that. Man, if I had a nickel every time an artist tells me that I'm painting something wrong, I didn't know what it was for years, right? And then I learned. Oh, I was like, oh, okay, I see what this is. It's just like some of my friends. It's just like some of my siblings. It's just like my parents. If they doubt me, then they're validating their own doubts. They're telling themselves, oh, my doubts are validated. See, because I can't be the only crazy one. Someone else has to be wrong. You know? Someone else has to be wrong. Oh, I love that. Salome means peace. I love that. Beautiful. Let me see. Yeah. Kid in the cereal aisle puts the cereal in the basket. Of course. What you found helps your voice be heard. Hey, I'm doing a live at 10:30, a joint live with Chanel Kreuzer at official art, or I'm sorry, underscore official art. Follow her, guys. She's a really cool artist. I really like her energy, and we're gonna do a live together. 10:30 Mountain Time, Arizona time. 10:30 Arizona time. So Google that, please. Wherever you are, wherever part of the country you are, or countries, it's 10:30 a.m. U.S. Arizona time. Okay, Google that. We're gonna do a live. Man, I got all kinds of stuff I'm gonna do today. But look, guys, if you don't get loud, and please let me know your comments. What do you guys think about this? Because I know I'm like blabbing away here. I'm like talking, but you may not agree with it, and that's totally cool. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to read what you're thinking. What do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you agree sometimes? Do you disagree sometimes? I don't know. Yeah, here on Instagram. Yeah, it's gonna be live on Instagram at 10:30 a.m. Arizona time. Yeah, my kid's a drummer. So, I invite you guys to consider that. Think about it. Just look at it for a little bit. Is it really that things aren't working for me, or I'm not working towards them? Like a child, you know. Everybody that I see making progress in their career, making playing it big, they behave like children. They're like, oh yeah, Facebook ads, and then they go fucking hard on it. They don't go like, oh, I'm gonna spend $5 today. Like, they go hard. They really bet on it, right? Now those are the people with that are receiving income. Let's say that people are not receiving income and they're doing it. There's people that are just, they go hard on the Instagram. They're like commenting, you know, sharing pictures all day. That's not the only thing they're doing, right? That's one of the things they're doing, but they play hard on it. They go hard. YouTube, you know, go hard on it. Drop videos every day. Go hard like a child, right? This is one of the things. People are telling me, dude, don't be dropping so many videos on YouTube. Don't be dropping so many videos on YouTube. I'm like, dude, you know how many times I was told not to do something? And when I finally did it, it worked for me? How many times I was told, don't do this, don't do that, don't paint like this. I got people being upset at me, telling me, oh, you're painting with the wrong colors. Like, these are all just people that are trying to validate their own, you know, their own shit, and they're just projecting on you. And what I'm trying to share here with you is don't listen to any of that. Like, just go like that, you know? Don't listen to any of it. Move hard, move fast, and be loud. Hard, fast, and be loud. You do that, you're going to do okay. Move hard. What do I mean by hard? Hard doesn't mean like, oh my God, I'm going to work so hard. No, hard means that you do more than everyone else. You move hard. When someone's like, oh yeah, I'm going to put something on Facebook today, you put 10 things on Facebook, not one. Move hard. Do it fast though. Okay, you can't stay there forever because you got to paint too, and then you also got to go visit some galleries, and you also got to do different things. That's why you have to move fast. That's the reason for fast. Another reason for fast is that if you start thinking about it, you won't do it because you'll start procrastinating and you're going to slip into perfectionism. 99% of the people slip into perfectionism. The reason why is because of what I spent talking about for the past hour. That's why people slip into perfectionism. Okay, because they don't trust themselves. So they have to overthink every single fucking thing they do. They have to overthink it. They have to organize it. They have to wait till it's right. You know, if you're waiting, it's perfectionism. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so if you're like, oh, I got to do this, and you're like, I'm not really a perfectionist, I just got to wait. It's perfectionism. You just don't know it. You don't know it yet. If you're waiting, it's perfectionism. Just know that, and you'll be okay. So move hard. Do more than everyone else. If you see me doing a live, okay, and you want to kick my ass on the lives, I don't know, you got to do 5 lives. I do about 3 lives a day. You got to do 5 then, if you want to kick my ass on the lives. Okay? You got to move hard. You got to move fast. Okay? Hard, fast. And what was the third one? I'll leave you with the third one. Loud, baby. You got to be loud. Hard, fast, and loud. Kelly says, I used to be painfully shy, introverted. As soon as I put myself out there is when the magic started to happen. Yeah. It's the only way. It's the only way. No one is going to go to your house and say, where have you been, artist? I've been looking for you. No one will. Even if you put yourself out there, if you don't put yourself out there with intensity, like hard, they still will notice you. Okay? This is a little tip. I'm telling you guys. You could be out there, but if you're not doing it with intensity, if you're not doing hard, if you're not making bold moves, people still will not notice you. Or they'll notice you and you'll have this. Spikes and lows. You'll have this. Every time you go hard, you're gonna have a spike and then you're gonna have a low. Why? Because when we go hard at something and we don't maintain that, then we start having those lows. And then you just have these peaks and valleys all across. You don't want that. I had that for years. You don't want that. You want to go hard and stay hard. Okay? You want to go hard and stay hard. So I'll leave you guys with that. It's really the only way, guys. Okay? I don't know any other way. I wish I could tell you, oh, there's a secret. There's a secret to doing this. Are there things that I do that leverage? Of course. But nothing will beat going hard, fast, okay, and loud. I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. You can be a plein air painter, and I don't know, you want to beat other plein air painters? And I'm not talking about competition here or like, no, I'm talking about like you want to get ahead of the game, okay? Instead of, I see plein air painters going out there and they make a little painting and then they record themselves and then they're like, yeah, this is awesome. Dude, I think that's, if it's a hobby, great. But if it's your living, that's stupid. I'd go visit 10 different places the same day. And make smaller paintings. And record every single one of them. Okay? Record every single one of them. And instead of doing one painting, one plein air painting, put my phone, put an easel, put a camera, my phone, right? A tripod. And record yourself. And make smaller paintings. Instead of trying to make a big painting, make smaller paintings. And do that, I don't know. Maybe you could do that 5 times. Maybe you can do that 3 times. Oh, no, because it'll take me to drive from point A to point B. See, every time you add time, you went into perfectionism. Into procrastination. Instead of being like, you know what? I'm just going to get on my car and I'm going to stop in 3 different places, and I got 30 minutes to make a sketch. Go. And then you record yourself, and then you find out really what you're made of. You have so much more potential than you think, and this is what most artists don't know. So they go around, again, walking around like this, like, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that. I create so much artwork every day. And it's not just artwork. Content. Writing articles, doing all this stuff. And the reason why it's because I don't stop myself. Okay? So go for it, guys. Peace. Take care. Adios.